Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. Adam, Something Guy Paranormal, back with you for some bonus vlog content. And as promised, I go over all my equipment, what I use for detection, what I use for recording, and all the little ancillaries as well that I use to help me set up. I do apologise for this being later than scheduled, however I was having a few technical glitches. This has actually been recorded over 3 different phones. That gives you an idea. One being the intro that I'm doing at the moment. This is on a very old Nokia N8. I've just dug out my box and it still works. The next bit is on my old Lumia 1020, which I'm now binning. Don't ask. And the rest of it will be done with my old Lumia 930, which refused to charge. It's now working. Don't ask. Anyway, here we go. So, this is the first pair of lights I bought. These come in at £9.49 each. They are AA powered. Okay. There we go. 2 AAs. That's all I need. I primarily use rechargeables. Those are just in there for show. And you'll see, turn them on. Okay. And then that adjusts the brightness. So that's how I started. Got a pair of them. Works really well. The only issue I wanted after this was a bit of convenience and something that was rechargeable itself. So then come in the next 2. So I then bought these 2. Now these were about £15 each, and these are rechargeable. Okay, you've got a Type-C connector there, and they are adjustable in 2 ways. You've got off, and then low, and then high. Nice and simple. So that's what I bought next. The only issue I had was when I was doing selfie shots. Now this is mainly with my Gopro, is that I was still getting a bit of white face even with just low setting. So I then thought, could I have a combination of the 2 in that something that was more adjustable and was rechargeable. So this is when I bought these next set. Now these come in for around £12 each, believe it or not, and these are rechargeable and they adjust much more than the previous 2. So again, you see their USB-C connection. We turn them on, that's at minimum, and then okay, that M there changes between how much your brightness is and how much charge you got. As you can see, I'm virtually fully charged. So that was them 2. I then bought a separate light to be used with Tracy Cam. The primary feature was to keep it compact, as it was just to be my Nokia 8, my old one, because I now have a Nokia 9, and a light, and I just wanted to keep the rig really compact. So I then bought this light. Now these are about £13, and as you can see, it's bigger than the others. And what they have is an on-off switch, which is there, and a variable rate there. So it's probably best of both worlds, really. These take 4 AAs, but there is a really good feature here in that you can introduce a battery from a Nokia, and it then becomes a rechargeable light. As you can see, there's a little mini USB connector there. So that's my lighting. So next up we go to my microphones. Start with my first one, which is that. That came in at £15. I bought that because I felt I could do something a bit more directional than standard Gopro microphone, and it's worked pretty well. That's what I've been using for the past year. Takes a AAA battery. You have off, on, and then a 20 dB boost. As I say, for the money, that's worked really well. Been well happy with that. However, I did want something with a better sound quality, so we move on to the next one. So next up is this one. It's a Taxstar SGC 598, and much the same as the previous one, but obviously because it's bigger. This came in at £30. I was looking for something similar to the Rode microphones, but they were out of my budget range, and this came in very, very well against the Rode. And as I said, this was £30, and so far I've used it a few times. I've been very happy with it. Again, powered, but this one takes a AA battery. All right, and you've also got 10 dB boost, and there is a bass cut feature there as well. Very happy with it so far. So that is what I'm now using. And next we move on to my radio mic. So next up is this. This is my radio mic. Very simple, just powers up like that. And then on top of there we go, just powers up very simply. That goes into the GoPro or my phone with an adapter. I'm going to use this with the Nokia more than anything when I do a live broadcast, just so I can sort of keep down to a minimum any external noises. But yeah, that's what I've got. That was £29.99 for £30 again. It came with the microphone as well. It didn't come with the little windsock there. That was a couple of quid extra, but you can get them off of eBay. Alright, so it had a standard foam attachment. As I say, I just bought that for a bit of extra quality, I suppose. And it connects to my phone with one of these. Again, these are a few quid off of eBay. Type-C connector. Alright, that's what I use. And next up, we are going to do my camera equipment. So that is my tripod, stands, little accessories, and my little GoPro. So I'm going to start with the GoPro. There it is. We've all seen a GoPro. This is a Hero 3 Plus Black. I actually paid £42 for this, I believe, cash converter, so obviously second hand. I mean, they're going to be now because we're up to the GoPro 9, I think. But yeah, I wasn't even in cash converters. Other shops are available, of course. I wasn't even in there for one of these. I just popped in to get a spare microphone, but that's for my DJ work. I saw that and I thought, oh yes, happy days. I bought it and I've been well impressed with it. As you notice, the brunt of my recordings have been done with this. All right, and best place I've seen these for the same sort of price has been CEX. I've been coming a little bit more there, around £45 to £55. All right, I was just in the right place at the right time, I think, when I bought this one. But there we go. That is what I use to do most of my recordings with. So next on, we move to my tripod. Now this is my main tripod. Okay, it's a tripod. We all know what these look like. And that stood me in at £5, I think, from the same place. So it is second hand. And what I'll do, I'll drop a link below to one that's very similar. I think it's actually £6 from cash converters. Obviously, you know, the nature of the shop, they're second hand, so if it goes, it goes. But I'm sure if you have a look around the marketplace, Gumtree, those sort of things, you'll probably find one as inexpensive as that one. So coming up next is my selfie stick and tripods, or my little tripods, I should say. And next up is my selfie stick, which also doubles as a tripod in its own right. Now this is a Telesin. These come in around 20 quid. As you can see, it does have its own tripod, as you can see there. It's okay, don't get me wrong, but I do find that a little bit flimsy. I do have another tripod which I will go on to. So that's it there. That does unscrew. Okay, so it comes off, and this extends out. You have to twist it There we go. And I say it's about 35 inches long. And just lock it like that. So it's all sturdy, and then you unlock it by twisting and it goes back in again. There we go, Taliesin. It's got nice feel, it's aluminium, you know, and that was £20. Next up, I have my little aluminium tripod, which is this. This is great. It's there's a nice little handle, as you've seen when Tracy does her recordings. That's pretty much what we set up with one of these, and that will also go on the base of this, and it gives me a nice sturdy platform if I need it. Okay, as you can see, that's quite sturdy, and obviously you can set it to whatever sort of angle you need. Okay, so that's that. But that came in around £14. All right, both of those items I now have two of, as I have the ability to set up more than one rig, so it obviously made sense to be able to have all the stands. Again, as I've said in the past, I haven't bought all this gear at once. It's sort of come in dribs and jabs. Whenever I've got a few quid available, I'll sort of order something and pick it up. So the next couple of bits I'm going to show you are the little camera mounts. This is the first one. Now, I've got a couple of these again. These come in about £4.50. And as you can see, that will go on the tripod. You can put the lights on here like that. Okay, and the camera will go on top of there. Screw down, camera on there. You can use these little holes to tuck any battery packs or anything. They're quite handy for that as well. But as I say, that's £4. And obviously the little GoPro mounts on top, but again, you don't need my help to be able to find them. And the last bit is the fitting I use to put the mobiles in, and it's that. Okay, you see, I'm sure you've seen this before. You just clip the phone in there, and you've got a little hot shoe on there for putting a light or maybe a microphone. Normally it's a light in my instance, because that's how Tracy Cam goes. It's just unscrew that for a minute. Okay, so you can just say there, and then the phone would clip in the bottom like that. All right, so you can see there, and then the light will go in on the top like that. Okay, so there you go, one quick little rig, nice and compact, really does the job as you see. All right, and these little things come in about £5. So again, so with these little bits and pieces, then they're relatively inexpensive, and it's just a case of picking them up as you go along. So next up, we're going to go to detection and communication equipment. So first and foremost, I'm going to go to my dowsing rods, which you've all seen. They're these. All right, nice and simple. They're about £15. Okay, around the £15 mark. And as you've seen, I've used these countless times. They're very good, they're very accurate, and you have to get a feel for them, but once you do, as I say, the responses I get are great. So next up, I'm going to go to my little Rem Pod. This is my Rem Pod. There's a little aerial like that, and switch it on, and it just detects movement, anything that comes near it. Okay, like that, and it goes off. That came in around £30. There are more expensive ones available, but I found for the price that's been really good. That's really worked well. So next up, we go to the spirit box, which James very kindly bought for us. this is the spirit box. I've used it a couple of times. I am getting used to it, and it is very good, I have to say. As I say, it's just a case of getting used to a new piece of equipment. Though unfortunately I haven't been able to use much at the moment, because obviously where it's been cold and damp and we've only been able to record outside, I'm slightly reluctant to use it in that instance, in case damp gets into the electronics of this gizmo. So it's the only reason I'm being a bit reluctant to use it. Obviously when things open out and we can go inside, I will be probably using this a lot more. Anyway, how this works, you've got 2 radios. First one's on the side. Put the aerial up, switch it on. Okay, and then make sure the tune's in, reverb set. Press the scan. And then what it will do is it will scan through the stations until it comes back to its first point again. And then to speed it up, we'll slow it down. You turn the tune rate up and it should scan faster. Or you can turn it down, make it slower. Alright, as you can hear, there's reverb on it at the moment. You can switch that off like that. Or if you do have it on, you can adjust it. Okay. So that's radio 1. Not literally radio 1, but you know what I mean. So we'll flick that back off. Obviously you've got a volume control on the side as well. On the top you have the ability to input a USB stick or a little SD card, and you can download a dictionary similar to what we have in the Spirit Box apps on the phones. And there's obviously X amount of words in that dictionary, and what that allows is the same as the apps. The Spirit can use the words on that stick to communicate through the box, same as there. That's a charging port, because this is a separate entity to the radio. The radio has its own batteries, which are there. What this has as well is an auxiliary in, and it's got Bluetooth, so you can plug in your mobile. So again, that gives you just a bit of a boost audio wise. Now if we go to the front, there is another radio here. Okay, that's Bluetooth. So press it again, that's the radio. So then we press scan and it will do effectively the same thing as the other radio, but it works in a slightly different manner. Alright, and again, spirits can respond through the bits in between the stations.
It's particular.
And that's how that works.
The time.
Again. So that came in around £85. As I say, James very kindly bought that for us. And yeah, there we go. There are others available. We've got the PSP 11, which is really good, but that is actually more expensive than this. That's actually very good value for money in my opinion. So next up we will go to my Dictophone, which is that. Okay, I actually bought that as a backup for one of the apps on my Nokia 8 because it has a tendency to corrupt files. Actually my Nokia 9 does as well. It's to do with the Ghost Tube app, which I'll go on to. So I've just bought that as a backup because I can retrieve the video file but not the audio, if that makes sense. So I bought this to set on record whilst it's doing that, just in case there's an issue. But these can also be used as an EVP where you ask questions and any spirits can respond by obviously using this. So that's another gadget that came in at £16. It's a 16 gig, it's rechargeable. You've got an input for an extra mic if you want to. You know, it is what it is. It's a dictaphone at the end of the day. And you can put music on it if you feel that way inclined. So next up we'll have a thermometer. I think we've all seen these. These come in at about a tenner. I think we're all quite familiar with these things at shops and hospitals and the like. And if I turn it on, you've got laser, that's one way, or we can just turn it off and use it as a normal thermometer. All right, and just switch between Fahrenheit and centigrade. And that's it. Okay. So last but not least, I'm now going to go to my phones, which will have the apps that I use. So one moment. Okay. So first off, we're going to go to this one. This is my Nokia 8. Now the apps are on both phones. I'm just going to put them both together so you can see the two apps again and see the differences. But yeah, this is, thank you Tracy. This is Necrophonic, which you know you've heard me use countless. I haven't used it so much recently, but rest assured it will be coming into use again. That came in about £8 from the Apple Play Store, sorry, the Google Play Store I should say, and it's also available on iOS. So that's that one. And the other app I've got is the Ghost Tube. I also have Ghost Tube SLS. The SLS is a camera app that works in a very similar fashion to how the Kinect does. Okay, but if we go there, yes, that ugly buggers me. If we can turn the camera around, there we go. Now what this has got, you have that little thing there, I don't know if you can see that. That is like a Rem Pod. Okay, you've got magnometer, which works in similar fashion to the K2, which I'll go on to in a minute. So I've had close and 15 come up. And you've also got like a ghost box as well, which again a spirit can use the dictionary in here to manipulate and chuck words out. Sometimes they can be random, but they can be very bang on as well, as we found out for a few investigations. Now that app came in at £12. Okay, let's come out of that. Yeah, as I said, you've got the Ghost Tube SLS app, which is an addition to the first one. And what that would do is, if there was someone standing there that was alive or dead, it would pick it up and turn it into a stick figure, essentially. Okay, so that's what that does. But whereas the other app is a £12 one-off payment, this one is £12 a year. Okay, and what the full app gives you is the ability to record more than 15 seconds, because the trial app only lets you do like 15-second record. There is one other app on here. It's called the SP White Noise Box. Works in a similar way to the SP11, SP7, and obviously my Spirit Box. Just turn it on. Okay, and it will scan through and you just ask the questions. All right. Okay. Now I'm going to turn that off, because those of you who've been following my channel for some time know that we have got a little bit of activity in this property, which I will deal with once the restrictions have been lifted. So anyway, those are the apps I use. You've got Necrophonic and you've got the Ghost Tube. All right, Ghost Tube SLS and the Spirit Box. Those are all the apps I use. The SP White Noise one, I think that was, I don't think that cost me anything, but it's there. And yet, last but not least, is my K2. Now these come in about 20 quid. All right, and just power on, and all that does, I mean, at the moment it's probably picking up my mobile phone signal. All right, they are sensitive, they do pick up things like that. If there's any overhead cables, you can pick them up as well. So just be careful if you ever buy one of these, to check your surroundings and make sure that you're not in anything that could give out an electromagnetic signal. All right, so that's all my gear. As I said, I'm going to drop the links down below and you can have a look for yourself. And yeah, if you fancy giving it a go, I've given you the pointers there for how I work. So I'm going to leave it there. Thank you very much, everybody, and we will see you next week. And we will also see you Saturday night for the live episode on Facebook. Thank you very much. See you later. Coming up next, there's a few pictures. Basically, the first couple are showing you the rig, how it's set up on my tripod. As you probably see from the initial picture, there was no camera mount top on it, so I've now included a picture with that, plus how the little plastic mount sits, the lights, my mic and the GoPro. Obviously you can switch out the GoPro for your camera phone, as I do generally when I go live. Okay, and then the last picture is of my power banks, which come in handy. They'll come from Poundland. The top two, they're 4,000 milliamps and they're a £5 each. The one at the bottom is £2 and that's a 2,200. So there you go. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. Don't forget, join us Saturday night live on my Facebook page, where we will be back at the Rettendon murder site, where I hope to wrap that up one way or the other. And coming up next week, back to normal Monday night vlog. We do have some bonus content coming up next week. I'll discuss that more on Monday. So take care of yourselves. See you then. Bye bye.